2,000 years before mankind was created, there were creatures on the earth, and they caused corruption on it and shed blood. Then God sent against them a troop of angels who casted them away to islands in the seas. It is time to start defining and explain some of our subject matter I have mentioned previously, and will continue to mention throughout the series. We will go back and sketch the history of the Masons, and further discuss their craft. But for now, let us ask a question: who are, or what are the Jinn? They are unseen creatures that we share this earth with. They are interdimensional creatures that have been called by many names: aliens, spirits, Ethereums, ultra-terrestrials, and more. In God's book, the Holy Quran, their creator, God Almighty, gives them a name: the Jinn. The Arabic word, jinn, means hidden, or that which is concealed. Under normal circumstances, they can see us, and we cannot see them. The Jinn have free will to choose, just like human beings. The Bible calls Satan a fallen angel. This is incorrect. Angels were created from pure light, and do not have free will or the ability to choose. They only obey the orders of their Creator. The Jinn are of three types: those who have wings and fly in the air, those who resemble snakes and dogs, and those who travel about ceaselessly. No human can see the Jinn in their true essence. However, some resemble vultures and snakes, others tall men in white garb. They may even appear as dragons, or a number of other animals. In addition to their animal forms, the Jinn occasionally assume human form to mislead and destroy their human victims. For example, in one of the historical battles of the Muslims, named the Battle of Badr, the most powerful amongst the Jinn, or Satan, assumed the form of a man named Suraka ibn Malik, and urged the pagan Arabs to move forward to the battle, saying, Then God sent the angel Gabriel against him, and when Satan saw him, he cried out to the pagans, I have nothing to do with you. I see that which ye do not see. I fear Allah, and Allah is severe in retribution, and then he fled. The Jinn can even possess human beings, including in black magic rituals, when they are summoned by the magicians. I will explain with little more detail on how this is done by the magicians, and show you via video illustration. Unlike humans, the Jinn live for thousands of years, and have the ability to see angels as previously mentioned. Let us view a video, which shows the Islamic exorcism. A Jinn who is 7,000 years old, has possessed a man.
فاريا شوف تغير اسمه يقول اسمي فاريا فاريا وين أهلك فاريا؟ كونغو كونغو شنو كونغو؟ أستاذ كونغو شيا؟
كونغو اسم دولة جمهورية في أفريقيا.
في أفريقيا. نعم. كونغو. أنت شو اسمك؟ فاريا. أنت مسلم مسيحي يهودي؟ جولك يعني يهودي. شو يقول أستاذ؟
يهودي.
يقول عن يهودي. كل الزين. الله أكبر. شوف أنت مرة ثانية تجي يمي، مو صحيح يا هذا الأخ علي محمد جيت يمي مو؟ يقول نعم نعم. أنت تستسلم لو ما تستسلم؟ أنت غير مسلمان يا نبي مسلمان؟ قربان تو تمنى شو صار؟ بالله بس درو مكان درو كلية ده. شو صار يا قربان؟ لازم انت راز بقول تمنى شندا السبب كا حتى زار صار حوازار درون عقي. الله أكبر. هذا يقول أني مرأة عمري 7000 سنة وأنا أهلي بالكونغو. هو منطقة أفريقيا. أنت أسود أترشي؟
أشبستي.
قربان تو ساحر دناسيت الغازة دناسيت؟
لا
قربان تو بوشاتنا ولا شيء؟
يا أسينا هو استابو.
إيه.
إيش بدو زيادة الهواء. إيش بدو زيادة الهواء نحن هو استابو. أميس شو عنا شيء زور شجار بخ جوان بلشاوك يا كاري درا.
عش بيقول؟ يقول هذا كان يشتغل باليونان.
يشتغل باليونان وأنا عاشق لأنه جميل جدا.
أنت بارك الله. تو أتواني بسبب لشيء كسيت؟
لا
هذه بو ولا شيء من لا شيء هو
لا
بو ناتواني ولا شيء من ما زيد بينا
ناتواني
بو أخذ ناتواني تخوض زام دبل شيء بو ناتواني سبوكا خلاص يا كامبلي عزك معك كتب رابطه خلد الانجن دلويا هذه بوت عندهم عالي مكان ما مستحق إنكار ذكر قسم من الشيوخ وساداته. طارق الهاشمي هو عنده قناة فضائية يقول الجن هو وسواس ما يعرف جسم الإنسان. هذا كلام صحيح؟
نعم.
يدخل جسم الإنسان الجني؟
نعم.
يدخل جسم الإنسان الجني؟ نعم. اسمع يا دكتور طارق الهاشمي وأيها العلماء الإسلام أنتم تقول احنا عالمين. هذا يقول الجن يدخل جسم الإنسان وهذا شو بعينكم صوت وصورة. زورن الامرو نتشندر قربان نتشندر. يقول الملائكة يقول روح إذا ما تروح سير من يدك كوشينا بين رويتا استهدنا مشي ويا برامبر راو ساوند نتشندر وزورن والله ملائكة زورن
خاوني ولن
أمن سمبيا
كتير
كيف كتير
قرآن.
الله أكبر. يقول عندك كتب عليها القرآن معجزة. الله أكبر. ونسى برنامج إخوان عيد برنامج. قل أوحي إلي أنه استمع نفر من الجن فقالوا إنا سمعنا قرآنا عجبا يهدي إلى الرشد فآمنا به ولم نشرك بربنا أحدا وأنه تعالى جد ربنا ما اتخذ صاحبة ولا ولدا ولهم عذاب واصب إلا من خطف الخطفة فاتبعه شهاب ثاقب. صدق الله العظيم. تيجي شو قربان؟ الزباب شهادة بنا أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
أشهد
أن لا إله إلا الله.
لا إله
إلا الله
إلا الله
وأشهد
وأشهد
أن
أن
محمدا
محمد
رسول الله
رسول الله
وعيسى رسول الله
وعيسى
رسول الله
رسول الله
عبد الله
عبد الله
وموسى
وموسى
نبي الله
نبي الله
عبد الله.
عبد الله.
خلاص استاذ يا رب قال الذي يخش في جوارك يا رب قال لهم معك عن في حالة المتوى ولا تقنطوا من رحمة قربان السيد كان زون ساكن بيت الخزانة يلا بدينا نبي داري ان شاء الله. هسه كيف استقبل ان شاء الله هسه كيف اولاد يقفوا وزرتوا المسلم او يدون كذا عفيك هسه كانوا عفيك يقول عفيكم
والله عفيكم مش هم بجوري معلومات بسعر الدولار شركه الجوامع يعني زبون ذلك كسام من نخوش دريميه يعني.
There's one thing you should know about me.
You talking about dreams?
Not exactly.
We create the world of the dream. We bring the subject into that dream.
Dreams feel real while we're in them. It's only when we wake up that we realize something was actually strange. I have it under control.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. That was his power.
Are you hypnotized right now? Be honest.
No, I'm awake.
You're awake. Totally awake. Are you hypnotized, ma'am? You guess so? Okay. Are you hypnotized?
No.
You are not hypnotized. Are you hypnotized?
No.
No. Your name, ma'am?
Patty.
Your name, sir?
Mary.
Your name is...
Mary.
Your name is...
Patty.
Your name is...
Bob.
Your name is...
Bob.
Could I see your name tag just a second, if you don't mind? It says Karen. What's your name?
Bob.
Are you positive?
Yes.
Are you positive your name is Mary? Are you a betting person? I got a bet you might be interested in. I'm willing to bet you $500 that your name is actually Paul, not Mary. I'll bet you $500 your name is Paul. Would you take that bet?
No.
What's your name?
Mary.
I'll bet it's Paul. Would you bet $500 it's Mary?
Yeah.
Would you shake on that? Before you shake. How many people in this room think his name is Paul? Can I see by show of hands? See all those hands up there? See them all? How many people think his name is Mary? See up.
واستفزز من استطعت منهم بصوتك وأجلب عليهم بخيلك ورجلك وشاركهم في الأموال والأولاد وعدهم وما يعدهم الشيطان إلا غرورا إن عبادي ليس لك عليهم سلطان وكفى بربك وكيلا.
Your brain, the most complex organ in your body, the seat of who we are, what we are, the container for our thoughts and our memories. In short, we are our brains. Our brains are built from many parts that perform different functions. Deep in the centre of the brain is the brainstem. This is the oldest part of the brain and has also been called the reptilian brain. It controls many essential functions such as breathing, heart rate or blood pressure. It's whether we feel hungry or thirsty. It's also the seat of our most fundamental emotions, happiness or sadness, fear and love or hate. They all seem to reside in the brainstem. The occipital lobe contains the visual cortex, and so is concerned mainly with vision. The parietal lobe is concerned with processing sensory information and integrating it with the visual information from the occipital lobe. The temporal lobe is the centre for memory and learning. It contains the hippocampus and a number of other regions that are required for us to recognise different objects, faces, sounds and environments. The frontal lobe is probably the most important part of the brain for defining us as who we are. It's where our higher emotions and personality reside, as well as language and social behaviour, lots of things that we think of as being who. It's our decision-making centre and contains the motor cortex, which controls voluntary movement. At the back of the brain are the two lobes of the cerebellum. This region of the brain is a coordinating centre for movement, allowing us to move multiple sets of muscles in a coordinated fashion so that we can walk and talk, pick things up and put things down. Your brain is made up of billions upon billions of cells, called neurons. These cells are very specialised, with long extensions through which they talk to each other and form large and complex networks. These networks are the basis of how the brain does what it does. The processes are of two basic types. Dendrites receive incoming information from other neurons. Signals pass through the cell body or soma, where, if sufficient information is received, a signal is passed to the other neurons via the axon. This is happening in billions of neurons across the brain, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's happening right now while you're watching this. So how do neurons talk to each other? Neurons are usually seen to use electrical signals to communicate. However, the act of passing the signal from one neuron to another is actually a chemical process. This happens at structures called synapses. These are formed from the terminal of an axon and a swelling on the dendrite called a spine. Electrical signals from the axon pass to the dendrite via a chemical messenger called a neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitter is stored in small vesicles inside the axon terminal, or the presynaptic bouton. When a signal arrives down the axon, one or more of these vesicles joins with the outer membrane of the bouton and releases its contents into a small gap between the axon and dendrite. This is the synaptic cleft. On the other side of the synaptic cleft are receptor molecules to which the transmitter binds in much the same way as a key fits into a lock. The receptor molecules act as poles through the outer membrane of the dendritic spine, allowing charged atoms or ions to cross. This entry of charged ions into the spine recreates the signal that was sent from the previous neuron, and in this way information can be passed from one neuron to the next and around the neuronal network. Although we've seen only one neuron here talking to one other neuron, in reality each neuron talks to many, many others and can have thousands upon thousands of spines. In this way, an extraordinarily complex system can be built that allows us to see, hear, to experience the world around us. It allows us to walk and talk and to laugh and cry and to be who we are. So we really are our brain.
Astral body is a tool of the self to perceive other frequency realities. Astral body is one more form of our consciousness, just like our physical body. In normal condition, our consciousness is spread throughout our physical body. When we receive sufficient amount of energy and when we feel to perceive other frequency realities, consciousness moves in the form of astral body. We perceive astral body experiences unconsciously in our sleep, which we call dreams. One can perceive astral body experiences consciously in meditation. Astral body travels beyond space and time. After conscious astral experiences, we start perceiving new dimensions. In meditation, after receiving abundant cosmic energy, the consciousness which is spread everywhere in the body starts moving towards a point. While consciousness is moving, we experience jerks in the physical body. We feel as if our body is floating. We don't feel the hands and legs. We feel lightness of the body, like a feather. Movements may be experienced in different parts of the body, or sometimes one may experience as if the whole body is rotating. These are known as astral movements. By practicing more and more meditation, we get more cosmic energy. The consciousness takes the form like an astral body, starts rotating very fast, which causes heavy movements. After the movements, the astral body starts coming out of the physical body with a link called silver cord. Silver cord is nothing but a high vibrant consciousness which transfers the messages of the physical body to the astral body and vice versa. With this we do astral travel. Astral travel is a travel of our consciousness to known and unknown places and frequencies. By doing astral travel, we get highest knowledge and understanding of the self. In astral travel, our astral body can pass through all physical materials, all elements like earth, water, fire, wind, and ether. Astral body can go to all other frequencies without any limitations. After coming out of the body, the meditator sees his own physical body. By this he gets a great understanding.
When one astral projects or astral travels, what is it that you are projecting out of the body? Well, first, let me tell you about your two main bodies. You have the physical body, which you've become quite familiar with through your entire life. And then there's your astral or etheric body. When you astral project, it is your astral body that gets projected. You see, for each plane there is, you have a specific body for it. So for the physical plane, you have your physical body, and for the astral plane, you have your astral body. What is the easiest and fastest method of astral projection that works for everyone? Well, not everyone can wear the same clothes because we all have different bodies. It's the same way with astral projection. We're all different. So there isn't just one method for everyone. There are actually hundreds of astral projection techniques available. How often can you astral project? You can project as many times as you wish, but remember, you need to maintain a balance between the astral plane and the physical plane. My dreams are so vivid. Is this astral projection? When your dreams are extremely vivid, you're either lucid dreaming or astral projecting. Or, if it was an astral projection, you may have lost consciousness somewhere during the process and slipped into a dream. Can two people in a room astral project at the same time and meet up in the astral realms? Yes, you can astral project together. You can see each other, you can communicate, and share an astral experience together. During one of my astral projection sessions, I felt as if my entire body was being electrocuted. I totally freaked out. What was that? Well, you have reached the vibrational stage, and the feelings of electricity are feelings of the symptoms of successfully astral projecting. The next time this happens, stay calm and observe what is happening objectively without freaking out. Once you do this, you will successfully astral project. So try again, and the next time you reach that stage, don't panic. Just know that you are very close to success. I often get intense vibrations throughout my body, but I can't go beyond that point. What can I do? Well, if you reach the vibrational stage, the hard part is done. You just need to exercise strong willpower and visualize yourself floating upward. If you feel you have a fear that is preventing you, Check out my previous answers on how to overcome fear. Once you overcome whatever fears you have, you're just one step away from a successful, conscious astral projection experience. How do I enter the vibrational stage? Before getting into the vibrational stage, you need to relax your body completely. Once you relax completely and reach the stage of sleep paralysis, you will then begin to vibrate and then astral project. All it takes to get back into your body is a thought, but I often find myself in a paralyzed state. This lasts many minutes and makes me incredibly nervous. What is this feeling? Well, yes, getting back into your body is just a thought away. If you feel paralyzed, that means you're already back in your body. This is a common occurrence and a very healthy one. So just relax, and there's no need to panic. I get vibrations, but I've also read about buzzing sounds, and I never get those in my ears. Why is that? Not all people hear the buzzing sounds. Individuals, just like experiences, are unique, so don't worry. What is astral paralysis? Astral paralysis, or astral catalepsy, occurs either before the astral body is about to leave the physical body or just after it returns to your body. During this state, you might feel that your physical body is in a state of paralysis or that you're unable to move. This happens to many people and is natural. If this happens before projection, then you are very close to a successful astral session. If it happens after projection, just wait for a few minutes and it will go away. What are the Akashic Records? And do I access them? The Akashic Records are the huge etheric library that contain all the records of every thought, word, and action since the beginning of time. The library also contains records of lives lived, lessons learned, and even future lives. Psychics can peek into the astral records, and so can you. All you have to do is work on developing your psychic abilities, and with astral projection, you're already on your way. What is the silver cord? It's an energy cord that connects the physical body to the astral body. Your two bodies communicate with each other through this silver cord. Don't worry about your silver cord being severed while astral projecting. It breaks only when you die. Is there a trigger to leave the physical body? If so, where is it located? No one really knows exactly where it is, because it's different for everyone. We have 7 major energy chakras in our spiritual body: the base of the spine, the navel, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown, or the top of the head. And the trigger lies in your most active chakras. Of course, this will differ from person to person. What can I do about my mental block, which tells me that I can only perceive through my physical senses? Well, from the moment you were born, you perceived and gained knowledge about everything through the physical senses only. So it can be hard to believe that you have other senses too. But once you're out of your physical body, you'll realize that you can perceive your surroundings without the physical senses that you once relied so heavily on. You'll also notice that your new set of senses is much more enhanced and more powerful than your old set, the physical set. Are we able to smell, see in color, hear, feel warmth and cold, etc. while astral projecting? No, because we don't use the physical senses. If we do feel hot or cold, it's because our physical bodies are feeling hot or cold, and that feeling is transferred to the astral body by the silver cord. How can I astral travel at will? Well, there are several steps. First, you need to learn how to get rid of your fears. Then you need to become familiar with the astral environment and learn how to control your thoughts. This takes a lot of personal mastery. Once I've left my body, how do I stay outside of it? The first few times you project, staying out of your body won't be very easy. And this is due to the fact that the attraction between the physical body and the astral body is very powerful. Therefore, your astral body will want to jump back into your physical body, is to be very alert and conscious and exercise a strong willpower while you are projecting. How do I acquire talents in the astral plane and carry them to the physical plane? You will carry your experiences and knowledge you acquire in the astral plane to your physical world almost automatically. There's no need to put forth any special effort to remember acquired talents or forcibly keep them on the astral plane. Can I have 100% control of where I astral project, or will I go to unknown places independent of my will? You can control your astral projection, but it takes practice. At the beginning, you might find yourself unable to control where you go, or the speed with which you travel. You might travel too quickly and find yourself in outer space. But wherever you go, you will always be able to get back to your physical body by just thinking about it. But don't worry. With practice, you'll be able to move according. Do other astral entities exist? Are they dangerous and can they hurt me? They do exist, but they can't hurt you unless you allow them to scare you. Remember, you can always surround yourself with a protective shield of electric white light. When you do this, the negative astral entities will immediately flee. Are there any physical risks during astral projection? There are no physical risks involved with astral projection. Your physical body will be perfectly relaxed and sleeping while your astral body will be exploring and learning. Even if you have a weak heart or other ailments, you can still astral project safely. Do I need to meditate? And if so, for how long should I meditate before I enter that special frame of mind to successfully astral project? Yes, you should meditate. There isn't a specific length of time, but you should meditate until you're in a state in which your mind is relaxed and completely clear of unwanted mental chatter. When you're at this level, you will have control over your thoughts and you'll be able to focus on astral projection much more easily. How do I avoid bad astral entities? Well, the way you do this is to avoid thinking about them and avoid being afraid of them. They are mindless creatures and won't hurt you unless you allow them to. Can the bad entities sever the silver cord? No, they can't. If that were true, there would be many cases of death during sleep because often when we sleep, we astral project unconsciously. Just remember, you are in full control of your body and your silver cord. Nobody can harm you or touch you.
Now that you're sitting comfortably, I shall begin. How long did it take you to learn how to do it?
It took me about 6 months before I was at the point where I could start doing Solomon's magic with a goetic mirror.
And it's a form of worship?
Yes, it is. It's my way of worshiping God.
We see the pagan gods and goddesses as personifications of forces of nature. And so we have a whole plethora of entities, and even down into the elements, where we have the gnomes and the earth, and we have the sylphs in the air, and we have the undines in the water, and then we have the salamanders in the fire. So we personify all of the elements and everything. We have a little entity of some kind or another, or a big entity for everything. Solomonic ceremonial magic is basically can be broken down into two divisions. The invocation of the angels, the holy angels, to protect you and inspire you and fill you with the power of God, and then when you've got that mastered, then you set up the dark mirror and the triangle, and then you go for what some people would refer to as the demons. But you use that angelic power that you've already acquired through the crystal ball in the center of the circle and on the altar, and you've got the power of those angels to control the demons that you evoke. You evoke them out of your deep mind. And so Solomonic magic, all the way from back in the Middle Ages, can be broken down into those two facets.
Tell me the procedure we're going to go through tonight, just what you're going to do, what we're going to see.
What you're going to see is the evocation stage of Solomon's magic. This is the advanced stage after you have gone through the series of angelic invocations, which we're not going to specifically do tonight. They've already been done. We've got the angels already inside us and on our side, but we are going to invoke those angels with a pentagram ritual. Mike's going to do that, Father Solomon. He's going to invoke the angels with a pentagram ritual. Then I'm going to open up the psychic centers, because we are, as far as I know, we are the only lodge in the West that has a full operating system of chakras. We have all the planets and the spheres of the Kabbalistic tree of life right in one straight line. So we operate that way. So we're going to have a ritual after Mike does his pentagram ritual and establishes these four angels that we're talking about and gets them to protect us and cast the circle. Then I'm going to open up the particular sphere that we're working in, the lunar sphere. Then from there we're going to go on up to the sphere of Jupiter. And then we're going to circumambulate around the circle, the magic circle, clockwise, sunwise. And then we're going to get on that mirror, and Mike is going to be staring into the mirror, and I'm going to sit behind him as the magus, and I'm going to conjure, and he will go into a trance. We'll both be in a trance, actually.
Before I'll ever do an operation, I usually know what spirit I'm going to do, and my mindset will already begin to be geared towards that spirit, and I'll already be interacting with the energies of that spirit. And then by the time I do the operation, the spiritual energies from that spirit will actually come inside of me to the point that I'll be able to look in that mirror, and my reflection will actually morph into the spirit that I'm having a conversation with.
His reflection blanks out, and as I'm conjuring, then what comes back in is going to be the spirit.
What does it feel like? Are you aware of what's happening, or are you in a total trance? Can you remember what's happened?
I am aware of what is happening, but there is somewhat of a transformation that does occur. So what's inside of me isn't really what's me speaking. It's these ideas that are pouring through me from a foreign energy, and these foreign energies will begin to express themselves in their own unique ways that I'll eventually realize are not my own thoughts.
When we videotaped the actual summoning of the spirit in the temple, there were no rehearsals and no retakes. So what you're about to see is real, shown exactly as it happened. And in my professional opinion, it's one of the most remarkable documentations of a supernatural event ever recorded.
It lies in the Book of Spells.
name of Raphael, Lord of the air, master of the twice-forged sword, let there be light indeed. Name of Gabriel, Lady of the waters, mistress of the holy Ghost. Name of perfect, maximus, button. Lady of the earth.
Vidar sits in silence. Satan fights with violence. What is hanging by a thread is saved when the snake is shed.
based on a ritualistic mystical system that's been employed by the Temple of the Four Orders for centuries.
After more meditation, we start seeing the Master like a bright light. Even by seeing the bright light, we feel the identity of the Master. We can hear the messages from the Masters. We feel like moving in a tunnel and finally merging with the light.